That is right, my friends. Monday Mirages. Normally, Goz would be in the seat Woods is in right now, and he would tell me some random things going on in the world of sports. We'd attempt to tell you whether it's real, meaning it'll happen again, get used to it, or it's a mirage. Don't bother making peace with it because it ain't going to happen again. Woodsy.
Yes, sir.
Go for it.
Patriots-Steelers was the best NFL game of 2017. Real or mirage?
Ooh. Oh, man, that's tough. I want to say real, just on the face value of it.
Can I guess what game you're thinking of?
Go ahead.
That's not.
Go ahead.
The Chiefs-Raiders game from earlier in the season.
That was pretty amazing. But I think that is a really good game. I'm going to say real just because it's so top of mind.
Yeah.
And it was an instant classic. Like there's no doubt in my mind that I want to see that again. And it had enough intrigue at the end too with was that a catch, not a catch? Ben Roethlisberger making this stupid mistake and then trying to blame the coaching staff. And how different is the playoff if Antonio Brown's in the whole game? So it's got enough intrigue for me that I'm in. I'll go real.
I'm going to go real as well. I thought it was by far the best game I've seen. I'm a Giants fan, so it's definitely the best game I've seen.
Well, yeah, I mean, you have barely seen that. Well, I
haven't really watched
Giants
football.
Game was pretty good.
Both of them have been pretty good.
Both of those, but this one, Eli going off, that was a pretty good game too.
I still got to go with this one. And it all came down to controversy at the end. If there's a game with controversy, and the game leading up to the controversy is good in and of itself, if you had controversy at the end of a game, I'm all in. Give me more of that. And I'll guarantee you can watch this on like NFL Network all week because it'll be on as the replay.
I'd argue the Raiders-Cowboys games from last night, but it took a 3x5 card to win, so I'm not going to go with that.
Office supplies.
Yeah, when office supplies beat your team, it's just a bad year.
All right, next one. Blake Bortles isn't as bad as we all thought. Real or mirage?
That's real. Sadly, I've been a Blake Bortles supporter quietly in the background over here for a while, and I know that's not a smart thing to say out loud. It makes people question your knowledge of football, but I've always thought that ever since he got drafted, and it was the year him getting drafted meant that Khalil Mack fell to the Raiders. I just thought, okay, is this going to be a situation where they're going to develop him properly, or is he going to get thrown to the wolves and never have a chance to truly succeed in Jacksonville? And up until this year, he was thrown to the wolves. This is the first year that I think he's been developed. I think that a Doug Marrone offense suits him and gives him the ability to grow, much like Dak Prescott grew last year in Dallas. They said, hey, we're going to put you in good situations. We're going to run the football. We're going to play solid defense. We're not going to make a ton of mistakes, and we're not going to ask you to do too much. For the first time in this guy's career, that's what he's being told to do, and he's starting to put it together. I say real. He's not that bad. He's a decent to good quarterback.
I think he's risen his stock up so far this season to the point where he's going to be the quarterback at least for next year for this Jaguars team. So I'm going real on this one. I think it's you know what? I'm going to put part of this on Tom Coughlin as well. Tom Coughlin, I think, has done a great job mentoring this kid, getting his head straight.
How much do you think Coughlin?
I think he's had more than
really
we know.
Does.
I think they look up to Coughlin, the younger kids on the team, and a lot of the leaders on the team.
Do you think he just makes Marrone more human? Because Doug Marrone is not a nice person.
He is a bologna sandwich.
Bologna and cheese.
Sorry.
It's the Marrone bologna. They sell it right there in the stadium. But he's like not a nice guy. Like he's
he's like a boring guy.
Right. And you think like Coughlin you would think that that's what he is, but he's not. He's actually very compelling. I wonder if he just makes like if they kind of like worked it like Dad yelled at me. Oh, come on in. Take care of you. Mom's
Next
gotcha.
one.
Oh, look, I'm on TV.
Oh, yeah. No.
Every bald guy would think that's me.
Next one, at 0-14, the 2017 Cleveland Browns will go down as the worst team in NFL history. Real or mirage?
Mirage? That Detroit team was pretty terrible. They've been in a lot of the games. Like they almost was it Green Bay? They almost beat Green Bay.
Yeah.
They
should have beat. They were up 21-7 in the fourth quarter.
I think you go back to Tampa.
The creamsicle.
Yeah.
The creamsicle days.
I mean, there's a lot. They're bad. Don't get me wrong. But it's almost like I feel like if there was ever a team where the front office could like kind of come out in the field and trip people, because the players there's some talent on that team. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go
in the
Mirage.
right places.
I'm gonna go Mirage. They're not. They're bottom 3, bottom 4 all time, but they're not the worst.
I'm gonna say this is real. I think this is actually one of the worst teams I've ever watched. And I remember watching that Detroit Lions team. I remember like looking at that team and knowing that they're just a quarterback away from being, a legitimate 5-win team. And what do you know? They go out and get Matthew Stafford, and I believe they won 4 or 5 games the next year. It's something with this team, and I believe it starts, once again, it starts at the top, that losing is just in their culture. I think it's a culture thing, and I feel bad for Hugh Jackson, but he's got to go, man. He is not.
It's not Hugh. Hugh gets one more year.
I don't think he does.
Year.
I don't think, even though they said he is, I don't think he's going to make it through the offseason.
I give him one more year. Look how much worse Cincinnati was after Hugh left.
I get that, but
I think he gets one more year with a real front office.
Did you hear the rumor that Cincinnati might try to bring him back as a head coach?
I mean, wow. I don't know if he could. Cincinnati's so not okay right now. Like Cincinnati reminds me of the old Raiders with like convicts all over the place, nonsense. And look, I know Pac-Man's the only real convict on the team, but
Perfect probably is too.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually done time.
Oh, that's true.
I know he got in trouble in college a lot. I know that. That's right. Wow. I think Hugh gets one more year. I think you see what he can do with real help.
They are the worst team in NFL history. I'm right. You're wrong. Albany can make the tournament as an at-large team this season. Real or Mirage?
That's a Mirage. It's a Mirage. There's a reason America East and MAC are called one-bid leagues. Because if you win your tournament, you get in. And look, the reason they do it and they do it that way is, look, we only have to take one. We told you that we're going to let your winner get in. So you better win if you want to get. You can win your way into our tournament, but we're only doing it if you win your tournament.
I'm going to say this is real.
You're out of your mind!
And it's because I've been saying this. I have a theory that this can actually happen. 5 losses. That's the max amount of losses they can have this year. They already have 2.
They're 11-2 right now.
They lost
play
to
Louisville
Memphis.
this week. We got Roger Weiland coming up 5:15. How about that?
If they beat Louisville, they have 3 losses left. They have to beat Louisville.
They have to beat Louisville?
They have to beat Louisville. That's their big win. Their big non-conference win. That gets them over the top. But then, so here's the thing. You can lose.
So what if they lose to Louisville? They're out? They can't get there at large?
I think that's going to hurt them. I still think it's going to hurt them. I think they have to beat Louisville. You either had to beat one of the two, Memphis or Louisville. And they came up a little short versus Memphis, but they beat Louisville. They get to the conference championship game with 4 losses. Let's say they lose that game by 5 points. I think they get in.
I think you're out of your mind.
I like being out of my mind.
Adam, you're right. Monmouth just what was it, 2 years ago? Was it Monmouth that had a great year and then lost the turn? Everybody was like, oh, well, they'll still get in?
Well, they
and
lost.
The MAC is, is right, wrong, or indifferent. The MAC is looked at as a higher tournament or a higher conference than the America East.
I just feel like with the quality in Vermont and the quality in Albany, those 2 teams are elite. They can play, and I think in plenty of conferences.
Look, I wish you were right, but you're not. Move on.
Here, I'll say this one thing: if Albany was in the MAC, I think they would win the MAC this year.
That's a bold statement, but it's realer than them getting in without winning a conference.
The NFL actually knows what a catch is. Real or Mirage?
Mirage, move on. They have no idea.
I agree. The Packers had the best TD celebration with their power walking. Real or Mirage?
Mirage. That was terrible.
I love that.
It was so terrible.
I thought that's real. That is so real.
It was so terrible. I'm trying. What was the better one? There was
the Schuster one that was pretty good.
Schuster was good. It was definitely the most expensive. There's no way Schuster mocking the Vontaze Burfict hit is not going to get fined. Yeah. Okay.
The campfire. How about the campfire that the
campfire was
Eagles
okay. I like the amount of spin time on the football made that one good.
And then lastly, The Last Jedi was the best Star Wars film to date. Real or Mirage?
I don't know. I haven't seen it yet.
What?
I haven't seen it yet.
Seriously?
I was supposed to go a couple times over the weekend.
You're supposed to go like 5 times already.
I was, and I had something come up.
What? It's Star Wars, Levack. What do you not understand?
I don't live in my mom's basement.
All right, that's Real Mirage. That is Real Mirage.
I definitely want to see it though. Was it good?
We'll go over it later. We'll go over it later.
All right.
4:45.
4:45. We'll get the Woods review.